Hey, this is Chase, and today I want to talk to you about why spirituality is important. So I think a lot of people nowadays go about our day-to-day lives without really thinking about spirituality at all. So a lot of the people I talk to, they may not claim to be religious or well, they may think they're spiritual, but they don't really think too much about spirituality. So some people might say, why is it even important? I live my day-to-day life just fine. I go to work, I go home, I have fun, I do this, I do that, and I don't really need to go to church or even talk about God, because what's the point? I'm living my life and I'm having a good time. So that's fine, but the one thing is, if you do understand spirituality a little bit deeper, you can actually make your lives better. So that's the great thing about New Thought spirituality, is that we use it to our advantage in our day-to-day lives to make our lives better. So a better way to understand a spirit is to think of it as someone's identity. So when you look at a person, we can't judge a book by its cover. You can't really tell who someone is just by looking at them, right? You see their bodies, you see their faces, you can maybe tell if they're happy or sad, but you can't tell that much more about them. A person's identity is made up of who they think they are, what they've done with their lives, what they plan to do with their lives, their name, their ideas about what they think is right and wrong. All these thoughts in our heads make up our spirit. It's not this weird concept of some ethereal plasma that is in our bodies and then leaves our bodies out our mouth or something like that in the movies. It's a really simple concept. A person's spirit is what makes us who we are. So we can live out our daily lives on a low level of consciousness, and we can raise our level of consciousness, our awareness of the world and how it works, by raising our understanding of spirituality. A good way to explain this is through the chakras. So there's 7 chakras, and someone who lives at the root chakra is only trying to live. They're only trying to survive. Find food, find shelter, that's it. And every living thing is living at that level at least. If we're trying to stay alive, which every single-celled bacteria is trying to do, just trying to survive, stay alive, then that's the most basic level of living. The second chakra is the sacral chakra, and this represents our sexual urges and our desire to procreate. So now we're not only thinking about ourselves, but we're thinking about the future of our species. We want to have children, raise our children, or at least have children. That's really living at the second chakra. It's just, I want to have children. You can raise your awareness to the third chakra, which is coming up with an identity, coming up with your own idea of who you are and your soul and your spirit, and trying to understand yourself, what you want to do with your life. And these first 3 chakras are the bottom half, but a lot of people stay right there at the third chakra. To raise your awareness past that to the heart chakra is to give freely to other people, to not be selfish, to have love for other people, which means to do something for someone else that you don't even expect anything in return for. Just a favor, just doing something out of the goodness of your heart. And we use this terminology of the heart to represent the heart chakra because it really makes sense. That's where the love comes from. So that's a high level of being, right? But it can actually go above that. Your throat chakra represents your ability to express yourself, communicate with others. Humans are the only living things on the planet to have such a high level of communication. Our language sets us apart from any other animal. We're able to communicate our thoughts and ideas so well that I can actually even record it, put it online, you can watch it and understand what I'm thinking right now. That's a high level of being, and humans are, obviously, we're all really at a level of consciousness right now at this point in history where we can almost all communicate with each other and understand what we're thinking. I mean, compare that to an animal that meets another animal. They don't know, is this guy gonna fight me? Does this guy want to kill me? You know, humans come into those sorts of conflict as well, and that's when you're living right back down on your third or your first chakra, just trying to survive. I don't know, this guy's going to kill me, I just got to kill him first. That's at a low level of consciousness, a low level of awareness of who this person is. You can find out, we know through communication, we can find out about the spirituality of who other people are. But it goes farther. Your third eye chakra represents your ability to close your eyes, go inside your mind, and picture something. Your third eye is your mind's eye. And people get a little confused about that. I don't know, it's not as weird as you might think. Everyone can picture something in their minds. We dream at night and we try to picture what we want to do with our lives. So if we're able to use our mind's eye to plan our life, then we're able to have a better life. So to raise your awareness up to the third eye chakra is to think about tomorrow and think about what kind of preparations you might need to take. And most humans, we do this as well. We set our alarms. We know we got to get up early, go to work, and we know we need to prepare by getting ourselves some lunch made and getting our clothes laid out or whatever we need to do. It's planning for the future, and that's a high level of consciousness. The seventh chakra is the crown chakra. To get to this point is really the goal of, I think, humanity, of our whole life, is to raise our awareness so high up that we can basically extend ourselves straight to the tip. This is the top of our physical bodies, and from here you can actually connect with God, which is everyone else. You can connect with the whole world and the whole universe on a level unlike many people have seen. So there's few people in the world have raised their awareness to the crown chakra. That's where you're very selfless. You know, you still have self-interest, but you consider your own interests at the very same level as anyone else's interest. You know, you would just be so giving to everyone else, and you'd be so aware of what's going to happen in the future. You're like a prophet. You know, and this idea of a prophet is someone who's magical or something like that. It's really, I mean, prophets, they say what they think is going to happen, and they have a high level of accuracy if they're able to project into the future. I mean, we have people who can tell what the weather is going to be like tomorrow because of technology and stuff. You know, we can see into the future with our mind's eye and with our ability to use math, science, and these concepts that they're all very spiritual. Any sort of concept that is not made of material, any sort of concept that you can't see with your eyes, that exists in the spirit world. So what I'm here to say is that the spirit world is not weird. It's not something that is mysterious or not able to be understood. The spirit world is the world we live in. It's the world in which I can vibrate air and make you understand what I'm saying. It's the world in which we can write down our thoughts, plan out a building. We can write the plans down, use our mind's eye to imagine what the building might look like, go out there and lay bricks and build a building. Like, the Masons were some highly spiritual people because they used their mind's eye. And the triangle with the eye in the middle is the third eye. I mean, they call it the all-seeing eye or God's eye. It's all the same thing. Your mind's eye is your ability to see beyond your own two eyes. You can see across the world. You can imagine the other side of the world. You can imagine what the whole world looks like. We've seen pictures of it. So it's your ability to get to the crown chakra and imagine that the world is one organism, that we're all part of this organism, and that we all need to work together to make the world a better place. And when we as a humanity are able to all raise our awareness to the crown chakra, see each other as equals, and help each other in our goals, that's the point. That's the point of it all. That's what we're trying to get to. So not only is it what we're trying to do, not only is it our purpose, it helps us in our daily lives. We're able to live happier lives. We were able to remove anxiety and depression by raising our awareness to the level that we think, I don't have to be so selfish. I don't even have to take from other people. If I actually just give to other people, then they're going to give back, and we'll live more in harmony.